So what is happening around the world this week? So the UK issued a major wildfire warning. Europe has witnessed a rare solar eclipse. And former Syrian President Bashar al-Assad has been sentenced to death. Here is everything you need to know. First, let's talk about the UK. On August 14th, emergency alerts were sent to phones across England and Wales. The alert warned people about a very high risk of wildfires. The UK has been experiencing hot and dry weather, and that means fires can spread much more easily. People were told to avoid things like disposable barbecues, fire pits, garden incinerators, and fireworks. And this warning comes after a pretty serious year for wildfires. More than 1,000 wildfires have already been recorded across the UK in 2026. That's already more than the total reported during the whole of 2025. South Wales has been one of the areas affected the most. Firefighters have been dealing with major fires, and the military has even been brought in to help. The biggest problem is that dry grass and vegetation can catch fire very quickly. And once a wildfire starts spreading, it can be extremely difficult to stop. That's why the government decided to send out the emergency alert. Some people also reported receiving the alert more than once, which caused quite a confusion online. But the main message is simple. Be careful, and don't do anything that could accidentally start a fire. With conditions still very dry, people are being urged to take the warning seriously. Now, let's move from something happening on the ground to something happening in the sky. On August 12th, a total solar eclipse crossed parts of Europe. A solar eclipse happens when the moon moves between the Earth and the Sun, blocking some, or sometimes all of the Sun from view. Parts of Iceland, Spain, and Portugal were able to see the total eclipse, while other parts of Europe saw a partial eclipse. Thousands of people traveled to get the best possible view. People gathered outside, cameras were set up, and social media was quickly filled with photos and videos of the eclipse. During totality, the moon completely covers the visible part of the Sun. This makes the sky become much darker, even though it is still daytime. The longest period of totality lasted around 2 minutes and 18 seconds. So imagine going outside in the middle of the day, and suddenly, it looks almost like nighttime. Pretty crazy, right? But there is one important thing to remember. You should never look directly at the sun without proper protection, as it can seriously damage your eyes. Overall, the eclipse was one of the biggest astronomical events seen across Europe this year. And finally, let's head to Syria. Former Syrian President Bashar al-Assad has been sentenced to death. The sentence was announced on August 11th and relates to crimes committed during Syria's civil war. Assad ruled Syria for almost 25 years, but his government was overthrown in December 2024. After leaving Syria, Assad fled to Russia, and he is still living there today. So, there is an important detail about this sentence. Assad was not actually in the courtroom when he was sentenced. His brother, al-Assad, was also sentenced to death. The case involves allegations of killings, torture, war crimes, and crimes against humanity. However, this does not mean Bashar al-Assad is about to be executed, because he is currently in Russia. He would first have to be brought back to Syria. So for now, the sentence is unlikely to be carried out. Still, this is a major development for Syria, as the country continues to deal with the aftermath of Assad's government and the long civil war. So, those were 3 of the biggest stories from around the world this week. The UK is facing a major wildfire risk. Europe has just witnessed a rare solar eclipse. And former Syrian President Bashar al-Assad has been sentenced to death. Which story surprised you the most? Let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next World News Update next Sunday.